So we've gone through the spectrum of the style of thumbnails, and we noticed that it really doesn't matter which style you pick. Good thumbnails are present in any part of the spectrum. You just have to follow a few certain rules. So let's start off completely blank. What should your thumbnail actually show? I look at my computer and it's completely blank. Okay, what do I do? And to best answer this question, I will give off a few examples. So for the first thumbnail, I'll just give you a few seconds to look. When I glanced at the thumbnail, I immediately got the impression that the video was about the camera itself and maybe that the camera can print all of these pictures. And it really just takes a glance to understand, and it's completely clear what I mean. And what about this one? Well, when I look at it, it feels like it's a video about that very same room and it has a price. So I would think about, oh, it's a video about how I stayed at that place for that price. Clear, no doubt about it. What about this one? This is a more creative take on the thumbnail. I can see that the main focus is right on the right here. It's a phone and the phone is transmitting so much information into my eyes. So the video should be something about distractions or something about the phone. And last example, what about this one? I'm surrounded by all this gear, so it should be a video, something to do with all my gear. As you can see, all of these examples have something in common, something that makes a thumbnail a really good one. So at the end of the day, a good thumbnail is, first, it represents visually very well and clearly what the video is about. In all of these, at a glance, I could immediately tell what the video was going to be about. 2, it should grab the attention without being misleading or too overly flashy. In all of them, I don't add too many elements to make it too distracting. I know exactly what I see is what I'm going to get. And 3, it should spark some sort of curiosity, but that really comes with the idea of the video. For example, when I see the camera and I see all of these beautiful pictures around it, I might get curious to know, what does the camera do? How does it actually perform? And I might click on it. What makes this camera so good? For this one, I might be curious to see how the room actually is. How did I spend time there? But what if I told you there's one level deeper? And this last one, you just see all the amount of gear, and in itself, I think it's a very organized picture. And if you're specifically interested on the gear, then this might be very helpful. So yeah. These 3 things make a really good thumbnail, but most importantly, if I had to just give one global tip, it's that the thumbnail is clear. It's clear what the video is about. It really visually tells you in just a glance what the video is about. That is the most important part. It's clarity. You understand immediately what it's going to be about. Notice in all of these examples, I didn't even give you the title. The title wasn't even shown. And you could immediately tell what the theme was. So the thumbnail paired up with the title really creates the whole package. The first video is this $30 camera that I bought that was made for kids, but is really special because it can print. So the video ended up being about that. Now let's flip around and do the complete opposite. A more realistic approach, because when you first do a video, you first come up with an idea and then a title and then a thumbnail. So I'll give you a title, and in your mind, you'll think about what would you actually add, and then I'll give you the actual thumbnail. Renting a friend in Japan, real connection, or just business? So this was the one I took, and it's me pointing to a person, which was my rented friend. And the most important part, the thing that gives it clarity, is the text. Without the text, you wouldn't understand that I would be renting him. So having the price, the exact price that he costs per hour, made the thumbnail that much more interesting and, more importantly, much clearer. You really understand that it has something to do with about renting or paying someone to do something. And this thumbnail clearly tells that story. The next one would be to the ones that forget to celebrate themselves. And the thumbnail, yeah, it's here. You really see the celebration part of the story. It's a video about me graduating from my master's in physics and how important it is to celebrate these moments. So yeah, the thumbnail really in itself tells the whole story. Me celebrating and in the room that I actually graduated in. And the last one, capsule hotel versus internet cafe. So yeah, this one is also clear. It is just an image in the middle of a capsule hotel and the other half as an internet cafe, and with the verses in the middle, you can clearly see that this is against this and see which one is better. That's what the video is about. How were your ideas? Were they similar to how actually the thumbnail was? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, I gotta be honest. As long as it's clear and it shows exactly what you're trying to show and the story that it conveys, then you're doing a good job. And that's really the magic of it, because a title can have so many thumbnails that might adapt really well. It's all up to you and your ideas, what you can do and what you want to show. There's no right or wrong answer as long as it's clear what the video is about. So now that you really know the importance of clarity, this is where we're going to tackle all these different components: color, composition, text, all of these things that make the thumbnail clearer. And I will explain step by step each component for you at the end to combine everything together and get a clean, aesthetic, and effective thumbnail. So with that said, I'll see you in the next one, which is about the quality. See you there.